bed. It is 4:29 and today is 4:25. I didn't realize it. Yesterday was 4:24:24. I didn't realize till about lunchtime it was 4:24:24. Today is 4:25:24. It's Thursday. It's going to be a rough day at work today because for me, I didn't get crap done at work yesterday. I didn't get anything done at work. The tickets were whooping my butt. So today, I wanted to wait to the last minute, the absolute last minute, before I get out of the bed. But I wanted to do a reaction to this lady's story. And the video came out a year ago. I'm going to have to do some research to see what happened with this lady's case. But basically, in short, this lady met a man online. She started sending him a lot of money. He disappeared. She met another man. She talked to him online for a while. Then he sent her a plane ticket. This woman told her daughter she was going to Utopia. The daughter looked at the plane ticket. The lady's plane ticket was for Ethiopia. I don't know how she got this mixed up. But anyway, she went over there. She met the man. She had a good time. He gave her some gifts. She opened them up. There was clothes and some other stuff. She said the clothes was a little bit eclectic. In other words, she was saying the stuff was loud. The clothes was loud looking. This lady got ready to leave. And she got stopped at the airport. She got stopped at the airport because all of the buttons on the clothes was stuffed with cocaine. So in other words, this lady got caught smuggling cocaine in Hong Kong. And from what I can understand, Hong Kong prisons can be some of the worst prisons, especially for Americans. So let's hear some of the story.
One thing my dad never did was prepare her to be on her own.
A lonely widow looking for new love.
She was just really loving the attention and the affection that she was getting from these guys.
I told her they were all scammers.
But her search for romance becomes a fight for freedom.
We've seen too many victims.
She's looking at serious jail time.
This is just a really, really bad dream. I'm never going to see my mom again.
Here is Avery Haynes.
Welcome to a special edition of W5 from Hong Kong. This vibrant city is a beacon for travelers. They come here for the lively outdoor markets, the breathtaking behind bars.
Gosh, did y'all hear that? Like, her first boyfriend ended up being the only man she ever knew. I think her daughter said they met when they was 13 years old. And they end up getting married. I could see that happening because it sounded like it was like somebody from her neighborhood, her next door neighbor. That's how you meet somebody real young, is they live close by. But she said that was her first boyfriend and the only man she ever knew. He ended up becoming a police officer and he passed away. Let me speed up a little bit of this commentary.
It's a trip she never imagined having to make. She's here because her mother, Susanna, is living here against her will.
I don't know.
Okay, so this is the daughter telling the story. And she just said she's on her way to Hong Kong to visit her mother. Her mother's living there against her will because she was caught smuggling cocaine at the airport.
And the next time I will actually be able to see her again. Because she's in prison for smuggling drugs into Hong Kong.
Angela's mother is 64-year-old Susanna Thayer, a mother of 3, grandmother of 6.
She's never had a speeding ticket. She lived a sheltered, safe life and never gotten into anything that's illegal.
A sheltered, safe life, one that was totally dependent on her husband, whom she met when she was just 13 and married 5 years later.
Your mom never had another boyfriend other than your dad?
No. That was the only man my mom's ever been with.
You see, they met when they was 13. They got married at 18 and was together forever. And all of this came about after he suddenly passed away. And she started talking to men online. And I'm just going to say this, like, I have gotten, because, you know, this reaction, so I can't look at the thing straight. I have talked to people online, but I don't believe anything that they say. The only people I believe are the people I see in real life. And that may not be true. It could be everybody's telling the truth. But because I'm online, I don't believe anything I see here online. So I would never go so far as to, I might meet somebody if they're local, but I would never go as far as to get on the plane and go out of town to meet somebody that I talk to online. An online person, to me, stays online. Like, we would never meet.
Really shielded her from the world, not in a bad way, but it's just, you know, he was a police officer, so he really seen all the stuff.
Their marriage lasted a lifetime, at least for Jim. When he died in 2016, Susanna lost her provider, her protector.
One thing my dad never did was prepare her to be on her own and how to look after and protect herself.
Okay, and this one?
5 years passed and the grief faded. Susanna was ready to find love again, and so she went online.
Initially, were you thinking, this is great, my mom's gonna have a second chance at love?
And that's what I was thinking, because I know there's some guys you can find online that are going to be decent. She would kind of get like that, just all like giddy and schoolgirl, and she was just really loving the attention and the affection that she was getting, you know, from these guys.
Susanna's family gave us permission to look through her emails and
So now they're looking at all the chatting and the emails and things because this lady went to Hong Kong to meet the guy she was talking to online. Well, Hong Kong? No. She went to Ethiopia, met the man she was talking to online. Her flight ended up going through Hong Kong or something. And they paid for everything. That's another red flag. One man she met online took her for 200 bands. Over the time she was talking to him, I'm speeding up the story. Took her for 200 bands. The second guy she met online, which her sister and I, too, are thinking it's the same man. Like, you don't know. You talking to these people online, it's probably the same man. So the first man took her for 200,000. They fell out. He disappeared. Then another man popped up on her Facebook. That's one reason why I keep deleting Facebook too, because it is so full of scammers. Okay, so they looking through her messages now.
texts.
Hey, babe. Hope everything is well with you.
Hello, Susie. How you doing? Sweetheart. Why the silence? We need to be together.
One man stood out. He called himself Walter Williams, said he was a military doctor, in fact, a neurosurgeon. He worked for the United Nations on a mission in Syria. Just like Susanna, he said he was 63 and a widower. He bombarded her with love, and their online relationship.
Now, can't she see that all of this is just too perfect? Like, your husband passed away, you meet somebody online, but not just somebody. He's a doctor, he's a widower too. Like, everything just matched up too perfect. This is the first guy, y'all. This is the first guy that ends up scamming her out of $200,000. He works this affluent job. You're a doctor, you work an affluent job. Why are you asking somebody for money? It ain't that much love in the world.
Moved fast. Was she sharing this information with you about the relationship that she was having with this guy?
Yes. And she was like saying maybe he'll become your daddy, your new daddy. And it did make me feel uncomfortable, but I wanted her to be happy.
Girl, hell no. Hell no. I have raised children to adulthood, and I have never told them that somebody was going to be their new daddy. Never. So that was crazy.
Susanna nicknamed him the Good Doctor. They spent hours texting each other, and it wasn't long, just a month, before they started saying, I love you.
Too perfect. 1 month. You talking to somebody online, and they saying they love you. You don't even know if you talking to a man or a woman. It could be another woman you talking to that just put a man's picture on Facebook.
Susanna came to you and said, I'm falling in love with someone I met online. What was your gut reaction?
My gut reaction was to get offline.
Now, this her sister. Her sister is the voice of clarity. Her sister is coming with what you don't want to hear. I don't care about your feelings. Her sister said, get offline. Her sister said, this is a scam from the get-go. Yes, like, how do you go your whole life and not meet a doctor in person your whole life? Then all of a sudden, when your husband get widowed, you automatically meet a doctor in real life that's widowed too. Like, y'all don't even speak the same language. You don't know doctor language. So, how did you magically run into this doctor online, but you never ran into a doctor in real life? I say that because y'all know I've been in the medical field for over 30 years, so I run into doctors all the time. This lady been sheltered in her home for 30 some years. How did you think you was going to run into an affluent doctor from another country if you never ran into a doctor in your own neighborhood? Let's get back to the sister. She got the realness.
Ryan is Susanna's best friend.
I told her to be
Oh,
very
her best
careful
friend.
because you can be anybody online. Like, what doctor or neurosurgeon, I would tell her, has time to be on Facebook all day if he's working? It didn't make sense. That's at her house.
But the good
See, she said, that's what I'm saying. He was texting her back to back to back to back. This lady, her sister, they said, which is like her best friend, said, what doctor, what neurosurgeon, okay? All those things are very important. Neurosurgeon has time to text you back to back to back to back when he's supposed to be working. That's true. Don't lose your intuition in these online relationships. You don't know who you're talking to. And God forbid, if you're talking to a child, you're going to jail.
doctors seem to always have time to text. Sue showed us pictures of an outing she had with Susanna in the summer of 2022. In almost every single photo, she's on the phone, texting.
I actually felt kind of ignored that visit.
Because he was taking up all of her
Oh,
time.
yeah, she was on the phone 24/7.
With all the affluence I acquired, you are the one that brought happiness in my life. You gave me hope to never give up and be grateful all the time. I cherish you, baby. You mean so much to me.
You are sweet. I adore you.
And I told her, whatever you do, do not send him any money. No matter what the reason. You want to talk to him, you want to do this sexting, I guess it's called, with him. You have your fun, but do not send him any money.
And what did she say?
Oh, I won't.
But she did. When Susanna asked her children for a $1,500 loan, they started digging into her finances and were shocked by what they uncovered.
Several loans, credit cards, lots of transactions being taken off.
Transactions and loans that added up to more than $205,000. Every penny of it sent to the good doctor.
You see? You see? Now I understand this lady was lonely. She was married for 30 something years to the only man she knew. But you don't have to pay for anyone to spend time with you. So for anybody out here, you do not have to pay. You do not have to give someone money for someone to genuinely want to spend time with you. You don't have to do that. This lady, and then she was giving money, she was keeping it a secret, so inside she knew something was not right. Because when something is right, you tell it to the world. Like, you going around, you telling everybody you in love with this man from another country that you met online, but you're not telling everybody you done gave him over $200,000. That's because your gut instinct is telling you something is wrong with this. You feel free to talk about how in love you are with the person, but you don't tell nobody you sending 5,000, 2,000, 2,000, 7,000, 3,000 to a neurosurgeon. Baby, no. He wouldn't have got nothing but a phone call. Nothing but a phone call and texting. But I don't even think they was talking on the phone. They was just texting and Facebook messaging and stuff like that. I don't have time to be holding my phone like that either. I don't know how a neurosurgeon got time to be doing that. Her family done found out after she done probably spent the money that her first husband left her in the will. So now she done spent her retirement cushion just so she could talk to somebody online. And she got a picture of a man she talking to, supposed to be a surgeon. It could be a woman in another country playing games.
That wasn't all they found. You found a marriage certificate that your mom had married this guy?
Yeah.
Susanna believed she was married to Walter, a man she'd never met face to face. W5 did a reverse search on the photos of Walter Williams, and this came back, scam alerts. Her kids called the Ontario Provincial Police.
You mean to tell me she went and married the man? She went and married the man that she met online that claimed he was a neurosurgeon that bilked her out of $200,000. And I forgot to tell y'all, this lady is located in Canada. It wasn't until she mentioned on Ontario that I remembered. This lady is out of Canada.
She said the marriage certificate was fake and that her money was gone, probably forever. Give me a sense of what that was like for her to make the realization that not only was she out all this money, but she was also out love.
I think she felt devastated, hurt, and upset.
Oh, okay. So things started to click with her when she found out the marriage certificate wasn't a real marriage certificate. But how did you even think you could get married without the person? Okay, maybe there's some people out here. Look, you cannot get married in the United States unless you have a warm blooded partner and they go with you down to the courthouse. Okay? Anything else is a farce. You cannot get married. Now, you can get married on location, like in a park or on the beach and stuff like that. But it all starts with you going to the courthouse, filling out the application. Why did this lady think she could just marry somebody online without still she haven't seen this person? So now she getting mad because she finding out her marriage isn't real.
Was taken advantage of. She was really worried how people were going to think of her, shaming her, judging her.
Susanna?
This thing went so far as to she lost everything and she had to move in with her daughter because she had taken out so many loans and this and that and this and that.
Had been duped in a classic romance scam. Broke and brokenhearted, she moved into her daughter Angela's spare bedroom, sleeping next to a photo of her late husband. What was that like for her to move back in?
I think she was happy because she felt comfortable. But she was working on writing the book, and this guy...
This photo.
Okay, so after that was over with, now another guy pops up in her Facebook. So this is why myself and her sister believe it's the same guy. He just changed pictures, changed Facebook profiles, and now he got a different profession. You done already, it's got to be the same guy because you found somebody you can take advantage of as far as the money go. She's actually hurting because of a loss. So yeah, another guy magically pops up. Now this guy, they moving the stakes up. The stakes are moving up this time. This guy is not gonna ask for nothing. He's not, because now they're gonna make her a drug mule, and she doesn't even know it. I'm spoiling it. This time she's gonna be showered with stuff. She's gonna be given stuff. And don't you realize they're using your own money that you gave the first one to make you a drug mule in the second story. So now she's met somebody else online on Facebook.
Up right after the good doctor scammed her out of her life savings. Another military man, special ops, who lived in California, or so he said. She would send James what she was writing and he would give her feedback on it.
Mm-hmm. When I had asked her, what's he like? Oh, he's really nice and kind and generous. And he wants to protect me, and he wants to give me the world, and he wants to, shower me with gifts. And she was just so tickled pink on how it made her feel. And it was nice to see.
You've just watched your mom be robbed out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and now a new person is coming into her life. Were you concerned that this new person might not be on the up and up?
Not right away, because I'm thinking, what harm could it do?
You knew that the doctor was a scam.
Yes.
Did you know that James...
Yes.
You did?
Yes, I
And
did.
did you tell her that?
I told her they were all scammers.
And what do you believe about the doctor and James?
I believe it's the same guy.
See?
Her best friend Sue believes the same scammer who bilked Susanna out of all of her money had reappeared under the name James. But this second character...
See, because they already know that they can get away with a lot with this one lady, but they just can't take from her this time. So this time they're going to give her stuff. Like she's trying to write a book, and this guy is reviewing the book for her. He's going to send her a trip to come visit him in his country. Like everything with this guy is going to be about he's giving her stuff because he's about to use her in the worst way possible.
wasn't asking for anything. In fact, all he was doing was offering to give.
We talked about philosophy, books.
James, a man she's convinced she loves.
Right. So he does this for a year, and then he says, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to send you on a trip.
Sure enough, in the summer of 2022, Susanna told her daughter Angela that she was going on a trip to a place that didn't sound familiar.
She said to me she's going to Utopia. And I was like, Utopia?
The word utopia means an imaginary perfect place. But that's not where Susanna was going. On August 11th, the day before the flight, a ticket arrived.
And I'm like, that's Ethiopia.
The tickets were for Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And when you saw that,
I kind of felt panicked.
Yeah, you're going to Africa.
And one of my first instinctual reactions is don't go.
Who paid for her flights?
He did, James.
Early the next morning, Angela's mom woke her up.
She came in, gave me a kiss, and said she loved me.
Now this is crazy because I'm gonna drop the video. I'm not gonna stay here the whole time and listen to it, but I'm gonna drop the link to the video when I get offline. This is very touching because when the mother gets up this particular morning, she getting ready to go to the airport. And this is actually the last time this young lady gets to see her mother in person. Hong Kong prisons are different than the United States. I think in the United States, you get to come visit. You can stay for an hour. Some visits have conjugal visits, all types of stuff like that. Hong Kong, you can only visit somebody for 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes. And you got to go through this strict screening process to be able to get in. I'm not going to spoil the video for you because it's about 30 more minutes to go on the video, so I don't want to play all of the content. But I will say that in this video, she does get to go visit her mom for the first time. But while in Hong Kong, after making one visit, she's told she can't see her. She planned to stay there for a week and visit her mom for a week. Every day, just go every day because you could only see somebody for 10 minutes. After the first visit, she's told she can't come back because somebody in the prison has COVID, and so they locked the prison down. This video came out a year ago. Again, she does go to the other country. She has a wonderful visit. She's reporting back to her daughter how everything is so nice. Right before she was getting ready to leave, they gave her some clothes. They gave her some gifts, and the gifts were clothes. And the clothes, all of the buttons on the clothes had cocaine in them. And one pair of pants was just buttons. Just buttons. So she had a lot of cocaine on her in an airport. That was the reason why they paid for everything. They lavished her with gifts because she was Caucasian. She was a female, an elderly lady traveling. Who's going to suspect her? But yeah, when she got to the airport, there was time enough for all that stuff. I guess them dogs alerted or something because they got dogs everywhere you go now. But anyway, this is a very tragic story because somebody said it is very hard to get out of stuff when it comes to Hong Kong. So I can't wait to search this lady's name to see if there's been an update. I'll try to come back if I find anything this week and give you an update. But I'm going to post a link to the full video. We stopped at 12 minutes. You can pick it up from there and hear the details. That's what's been going on my timeline. Let me go ahead and get up and get ready for work, y'all. Let me just say this, a side note. Last night when I got ready to go to bed, and y'all know I sleep on my side, so I'm always on my side. This video popped up on my timeline where this man was going to sleep on the camera. I don't know why this keep coming up on my timeline, but I've been seeing people going to sleep on YouTube. This man said, okay, time for bed, and he's sitting by his bed. I thought it was so funny. He took off his jewelry, took off his glasses, situated the camera a little bit, and then he walked over to his bed. So here I am. I'm like, I don't want to see him doing all this prep work. So I speeded up like about 30 minutes. Child, why was this man slumped? This man was slumped after 30 minutes saying time to go to bed. I thought that was so funny. Anyway, let me get ready to get up. Y'all have a wonderful, safe day, and I will see you on my next live. Peace, riches.